Hi, Epstein with your morning flash update for this Wednesday, and we are at the 12th of June, 2024, 8:15 a.m. Central Day, in an unusual day. You know, if you go back a decade, you only have about 7 times that the CPI and the Fed have a meeting on the same day. And we do have that today. We did get the CPI, so let's go to that because that's what everything's about. First, the mortgage market numbers came out at about 6:30, actually. Normally they come out at 6, but in all categories, they shot up rather dramatically. Is that pent-up demand? I don't know. We know that interest rates have slipped a little bit, and they've slipped a lot more today. And that's because if you go to the CPI numbers, you're a beat everywhere. Now, these are the main numbers. If you dive in, you still have problems in rent and housing. New car prices down, but used car prices up, and the weighting of those you got to take into consideration. But as you can see, energy was down a little bit here. Food was up a tenth, so I can't say everything was down, but when you go to the consumer price index year over year, up 0.3, they expected it up 3.4. The core consumer price index year over year, 3.4 versus 3.5. So we got beats of about a tenth. It's not dramatic, but it's great. Why is it great? Well, the Fed is meeting, and they'll be able to turn to all the members and say, all right, here's our first real numbers that are coming in, starting to show what we thought would happen. It's weakening. Now, they'll turn their attention to the labor market. And to the labor market, they want to see some weakening, and they got the 4% unemployment. So I think it'll be a congratulatory meeting. I think the Fed will stick with the idea of 1 or 2 cuts possible this year, depending on the data. One piece of data isn't a series. They'll want to see 3 and take into account when the next CPI report of importance is, real importance. You get in September a CPI meeting, I think it's September 11th, and then after that, you're going to get a couple of days after that, the FOMC meeting. That could give you the 3, the June, July, and August that you need, wrapping it up then, even a little room for a little bit of a wobble, if you will. So this was a good day. Stock market's up, yields down. We get at 11 o'clock another important report for grain traders, the USDA supply demand. We get FOMC policy statement at 1 o'clock. Then we're going to follow that with the dot plot as part of the statement. 1:20, the press conference. We get the Treasury Department coming out this afternoon with the outlays and receipts. We're going to have at 9:30 this morning, the EIA is going to come out with the gas stockpiles, the energy stockpiles. So you put it all together, it is an action-full day. No question about that. And you can see you're up rather sharply in all the stock indices. The metal market's up as the dollar takes a huge nosedive off of this, and currency markets get a huge bounce. Nothing surprising there. If you're surprised, don't be. We knew that we'd get something if you moved off center, and you did. The report was favorable for inflation, dollar down on that type of news, everything else up. And you see it showing in the 10-year and the 5-year. They're getting a bounce. Even Bitcoin came roaring off the news. It was down near 67,000. It came back. And energy markets would get a bid. Well, whoa, inflation falling. The consumer will have more money. They'll want to spend things. That's how you look at this. So that's my initial take on the report. Now we have the afternoon to get through, of course, to see what the Fed will say. But I think that you'll see a Fed president that is happy that this report came in as expected, but not jubilant. He will say we need to get this to show that we're on a trend, and then he'll be more happy. We'll see what happens. The market moved to a very solid, almost pricing in 100% probability of a November cut. So we'll see what that does. It moved it from December and shifted it a little away from the September. We'll see how it all plays out. I want to remind you that if you're looking for the information on all this, the place to get it is right here in our free offers. This is where our newsletters come out, our trial to our Linn research. You want to get this. This is where we cover this, what the option traders are doing, the cash traders on it, where it's going to impact the different markets. Today's WASDE report for the grain trader is going to be very important. The energy, we cover this all there. At the bottom, when you go to this page, it'll ask you to put in your name, your email address. If you have a message for us, you do it right there. We typically start all this within 48 hours of you filling out the form, if not sooner. So I try to get to them each and every day. Again, you go to iraepstein.com free offers or move your cursor to the top up here, give it a click, and you'll be right where you have to be. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great morning, exciting, and I'll talk to you all at the end of the trading day.